Hey guys, how y'all doing today? I want to make a video today for you and for me. Um, this is the first day of the week, Sunday, and it's the beginning of Passion Week, as they call it. The last week, Jesus was alive on this earth in humanly form almost 2,000 years ago. And I picture what that must have felt like as the days counted down in that last week down. The death he knew he was going to have to go through. You know, we think about what the world has planned for us, or some of us, with guillotines and stuff like that, which seems horrible and gruesome, and it is, but it's quick. His death took 6 hours, filled full of grief and shame, mockery, just long suffering, shedding that blood drop by drop. And it's just a time to reflect, I think, this week. You know, the past 4 days, my hours have been flipped upside down. I've been up all night and slept most of the days. But one thing I can tell you is that in the night, I've spent all my thoughts and my time on Jesus. I've been going over the Gospels again. You know, once you go through them a few times, oh, I know them. But to go through them again, it's a refresher, and it brings you that much closer. I've prayed more this week than I normally pray. And there's this feeling I got in me. I feel closer with Jesus. I feel he's here, right here with me. And I've gotten that feeling just by going over the Gospels again and praying a lot. And it's been nice. Um, if you don't want to read it, then I suggest going on YouTube and listening to the audio of the Gospels. WM Force is the name of the channel. I'll link it below. I suggest the New King James Version because it seems to be the best one on there. The dramatical effects, you know, the sounds of the background, the characters have different voices, including Jesus, and the one who does Jesus does such a great job. It's like really passionate when you think it would be passionate, and when he talks, at times he's almost in tears, and it's just, you know, a lot of people like Alexander Scorby or whatever, and the King James version, but it's all his voice, and he goes so fast it don't give you time to really think and absorb what you're hearing. The WM Force version for the New King James version gives you time to think, and it paints a better picture. So I would suggest that, and I'll link that below. And if you only got time to maybe listen to two, listen to Luke and John. But if you can, I would listen to all four. Um, Mark is the shortest. There's not as much. It's more fast paced, and it's not as much detail in Mark. It is the other ones. But I wanted to read a little bit from the Bible for you. When he was handed over, just as a reminder of what our Lord and Savior went through for us. Let's see. This is the mocking and whipping of Jesus. I'm in Luke 23. $63. All right, let me make sure. No, I'm in 22, chapter 22, verse 63. The men who guarded Jesus mocked him and whipped him. When they had blindfolded him, they struck him on the face and asked him, "Prophesy, who struck you?" And many other things they blasphemously spoke against him. When day came, the assembly of the elders of the people, both the chief priests and scribes, came together and led him away to their council, saying, "Are you the Christ? Tell us." He said to them, "If I tell you, you will not believe. And if I also question you, you will not answer me or release me. From now on, the Son of Man will be seated at the right hand of the power of God." They all said, "Are you then the Son of God?" He said to them, "You truly say that I am." Then they said, "What further testimony do we need? We have heard it from his own mouth." Then chapter 23, when the whole assembly rose and led him to Pilate, and they began to accuse him, saying, "We found this man perverting our nation and forbidding us to pay taxes to Caesar," which was a lie, "and saying that he himself is Christ, a king." So Pilate asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" He answered, "You truly say so." Then Pilate said to the chief priests and to the people, "I find no fault in this man." But they insisted, saying, "He stirs up the people, teaching throughout all Judea, beginning from Galilee to here." I'll skip the Herod part and go to where he's sentenced. Pilate called together the chief priests and the rulers and the people and said to them, "You have brought this man to me as one who incites the people, and truly I have examined him before you, have found no fault in this man concerning those things of which you accuse him." Notice that he's examined him and finds no fault. Just like they do when the priests examine an offering, like a lamb or a goat, no blemishes, perfect. So Pilate announces out loud, "I find no fault." He is the perfect sacrifice. No, neither has Herod, for he sent him back to us. Look, nothing worthy of death has been done by him. I will therefore chastise him and release him. For he was obligated to release one man to them on the feast. But they all cried out at once, saying, "Take this man away and release Barabbas to us." This man had been thrown in prison for an insurrection in the city and for murder. Therefore Pilate spoke to them again, desiring to release Jesus. But they cried out, "Crucify him, crucify him." He said to them a third time, "Why? What evil has he done? I have found in him no cause worthy of death. I will therefore chastise him and release him. But they insisted with loud voices, asking that he be crucified. And the voices of these men and of the chief priests prevailed. So Pilate gave the sentence as they demanded. He released to them the man who was thrown in prison for insurrection and murder, whom they asked for. But he sentenced Jesus according to their will. As they led him away, they seized Simon of Cyrene, who was coming from the country, and they laid the cross on him to carry it behind Jesus. A large number of people followed him, including women who mourned and lamented him. Jesus turned to them, saying, "Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. Listen, the days are coming when they will say, 'Blessed are the barren who never bore and never nursed.' Then they will begin to say to the mountains, 'Fall on us,' and to the hills, 'Cover us.' For if men do these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it is dry?" Uh, let's go to 23:44 in Luke. It was now about the 6th hour, and darkness came over all the land until the 9th hour. That would be from 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, like here on the East Coast, for example. While to the 9th hour, while the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was torn in the middle, and Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." Having said this, he gave up his spirit. When the centurion saw what had happened, he glorified God and said, "Certainly, this was a righteous man." All the crowds who came together to that sight, witnessing what occurred, struck their chests and returned. But all those who knew him and the women accompanying him from Galilee stood at a distance, seeing these things. Now, he went through scourging with weapons of torture that would rip flesh off of you. And being the Romans, they beat him from head to toe. There's no doubt in my mind that his rib cage was probably exposed where the meat had been ripped off the bone. All his back, from his hind end down his legs, around his legs, where the body was probably in shock and had that eerie, tingly feeling, but at the same time, severe pain, where it probably put the mind into shock as the mind's trying to take in reality as the body has gone through this. And then to walk, he did carry his cross. Later, the other man from Cyrene helped, but he did carry his cross. I know that because of what happened with Abraham and Isaac. Isaac carried his own wood, and it was symbolic of what Jesus would do. He carried his own wood, which was the cross, but he did get help later, according to the scriptures. But then he walks to where he's going to be crucified, and they nail him. and he hangs there, bleeding, in pain, lifting up and down, gasping for air, lifting up and down just to breathe while he's nailed. So he's pushing up on those nails that are driven through his feet. Um, how much he loved us. You can only imagine to go through what he went through. The world killed its creator. And it's fitting. Here we are creating AI, which will undoubtedly want to kill us. A dog that bites the hand that feeds it. Right. I encourage you to do like me this week and set aside time every day, or in the evening, whenever you get a chance. Just spend time with Jesus, talk to him, pray more than you normally pray. Listen to the Gospels, refreshing your mind on all of it. You'll draw closer. I have the past few days, and it's a blessing. And I can tell you what, I'm probably going to continue this. I realize I don't pray enough. I don't talk to him enough. And when I do like I have been, I can actually feel close. I actually feel closer. And so, especially during this week, Passion Week, let's think about what he did for us. Here we are, unworthy, but yet he loves us so much. He was willing to do that. John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Very special week. Very special week. I've sat and, like I said, I've been thinking about it for the last few days and going over things, praying more, and it's touched me to where I've cried, and I love Jesus. I love my Jesus, and I know he loves me. He loves us more than we love him. Spend time thanking him. As the nervousness ramped up, I'm sure each day, as that day got closer, because he ended up the night he was captured, sweating blood in Gethsemane as he prayed. Another thing I want to tell you guys is even though I'm feeling like I just explained, there's also a part of me that feels like something's about to happen again. It's unsettling, so it makes me think it might not be good, but I don't know. But I'm feeling something, guys. Are y'all feeling something? Any of y'all out there? Let me know. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. And I love you guys, and I do pray for you. I pray to God that please don't let me, the people that listen to me, all I want to do is bring them to you, bring them closer to you. And if they already are there, just to fellowship with. But I pray to, please don't let me say anything to mislead them. Let everything I say be what I honestly feel and think. Don't let me fool myself. Don't let me mislead them in any way. And I pray that. And I pray for your well-being. I never want to mislead anybody. What I tell y'all is what I truly feel and think. Ideas that I might have and come up with, theories. I've never claimed to be a prophet, and I'm not a prophet. I will never claim to be a prophet. Not unless I've audibly heard Jesus say this, and tell them this, and it's like I'm hearing this voice and be like, yeah, I mean, I'll obey, and I will tell you, Jesus said this, but I've never had that happen. I don't expect that to happen. I'm not a prophet. I'm just a regular guy that wants to talk to you guys and get the word out. But if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm for the little Satanists. Maybe we can get it out there to more people, videos like this, and reach more people using their own platform against them. That's the way I like to look at it. But I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon, okay? God bless.